I found a second phone in my husband's drawer. The truth destroyed everything. I wasn't looking for secrets that day. I was just trying to find a charger. Mark had always been messy. His side of the dresser was a chaotic collection of receipts, watches he barely wore, and random cables he insisted were important. I opened the top drawer expecting the usual clutter. Instead, I found a phone. Not his regular phone. That one was always with him. This was different. Older model. Black case. Powered off. At first, I assumed it was an old backup device. People keep those all the time. But something about the way it was hidden, tucked beneath a stack of folded gym shirts, made my stomach tighten. I held it in my hand for a moment, debating. Trust isn't supposed to feel like this. Still, curiosity won. The phone powered on. No lock screen. No password. Just a blank home screen, and one messaging app filled with conversations. My heart started racing before I even opened the first thread. The contact name was saved as L. The messages weren't new. They went back months. At first glance they looked casual. But then I read the words. I miss you. You shouldn't text me when she's home. Are you coming tonight? My hands began to shake. I kept scrolling. Photos. Selfies. Pictures of dinners. Hotel rooms. The timestamps overlapped with nights Mark told me he was working late. My chest felt like it was collapsing inward. I didn't cry. Not yet. Shock has a strange way of numbing you. I sat on the bed and kept reading like someone watching their own life fall apart in slow motion. Then I saw something that made my blood run cold. One message from Mark said, "She's starting to suspect things." The reply came seconds later. "Then maybe it's time you tell her." I stopped breathing. Tell me what? That's when I noticed something else strange. Some of the conversations weren't romantic. They were strategic. One message read, "Did you transfer the money?" Another, "Yes. Same account as before." Money? My mind began racing through possibilities. Affair. Blackmail. Something worse. When Mark came home that evening, I had already memorized everything on that phone. I placed it back exactly where I found it. Then I waited. Dinner was quiet. He talked about work. Traffic. A coworker quitting. I watched his face carefully. Looking for cracks. There were none. After 3 years of marriage, I realized something terrifying. The man across from me was either innocent or a very good liar. Later that night, when he went to shower, I opened the drawer again and took the phone. This time I dug deeper. Hidden folders. Archived chats. That's when I found the payments. Screenshots of bank transfers. Thousands of dollars. Over and over. Always to the same account. And every payment was followed by one short message from L. Received. No heart emojis. No affection. Just confirmation. Suddenly the affair theory didn't fit anymore. This was something else. Something calculated. I copied the account number and emailed it to myself. Then I put the phone back. That night I barely slept. The next morning, Mark kissed my forehead before leaving for work like nothing had changed. But everything had. The moment the door closed, I called my friend Rachel. Rachel works in finance. If anyone could trace that account, it was her. When I explained the situation, she went quiet for a long moment. Are you sure you want to know? She asked. Yes. Her voice softened. Sometimes ignorance is safer. But it was already too late for that. 2 days later, Rachel called me back. Her tone was different. Serious. You're not going to like this, she said. My heart dropped. Who is the account registered to? She hesitated. Your husband. That's impossible. I double-checked. The room started spinning. Why would he transfer money to himself? I whispered. That's the weird part, Rachel said. It's not exactly himself. What do you mean? The account belongs to a shell company. My confusion deepened. A what? A fake business entity. People use them to move money quietly. Suddenly the second phone made sense. Hidden communications. Separate finances. But for what purpose? That night I confronted Mark. I placed the second phone on the kitchen table. He froze the moment he saw it. For the first time since I'd known him, he looked scared. Where did you get that? He asked. In your drawer. Silence filled the room. Who is Elle? I asked quietly. Mark sat down slowly, rubbing his temples. I hoped you'd never find that. That's not an answer. Another long silence. Then he said something I never expected. She's my sister. I stared at him. You don't have a sister. That's what I've always told people. My mind struggled to process the words. Why would you lie about something like that? Mark looked exhausted. Because she ruined our family. The story came out slowly after that. Years ago, before I met him, Mark's younger sister had gotten involved with dangerous people. Drugs. Debt. Bad decisions that spiraled out of control. Eventually she disappeared. Cut off all contact with the family. Their parents were devastated. Mark spent years trying to forget she existed. Until one night, she contacted him again. She was in trouble. Serious trouble. The people she owed money to weren't patient. They had threatened her. And if she didn't pay, they would come after family. Mark didn't want me involved. So he created the second phone. The fake company. The quiet transfers. All to send her money without leaving a trail that could connect back to us. You've been paying her debts this whole time? I asked. Yes. How much? Mark looked down. Almost everything we've saved. My heart dropped. Everything? I was trying to protect you. The anger finally hit me. You were lying to me. I didn't have a choice. You always have a choice. His voice cracked. If those people came here, what would you have me do? I didn't answer. Because I didn't know. The truth was messy. Fear complicates morality. Weeks passed after that conversation. I tried to process the situation. Part of me felt betrayed. Another part understood why he did it. But something still bothered me. The messages from Elle. They felt wrong. Too cold. Too transactional. One night curiosity got the better of me again. Mark had gone to bed early. I quietly opened the drawer and took the phone. I scrolled through the messages again. And that's when I noticed something new. A message sent just hours earlier. I need more. Mark hadn't replied yet. Then another message appeared. You know what happens if you stop. My chest tightened. This wasn't family. This was extortion. Suddenly everything became clear. His sister wasn't just asking for help. She was using fear to control him. I woke Mark immediately. "You need to read this." He stared at the screen. His face went pale. "I thought she was trying to get clean," he whispered. "Mark, she's threatening you." He sank into the couch, defeated. "I can't abandon her. Helping her like this isn't helping." He knew I was right. But admitting it meant confronting something painful. Sometimes love can become a trap. The next day we made the hardest decision of our marriage. We called a lawyer. The payment stopped. The number was blocked. For the first time in months, silence returned. But silence doesn't mean safety. 2 weeks later, a letter arrived. No return address. Inside was a single photograph. Mark and I walking into our house. Taken from across the street. And beneath it, a note. "You should have kept paying." My hand started shaking again. The nightmare wasn't over. Mark looked at the photo for a long time. Then he did something unexpected. He smiled. Not with happiness. With determination. "They think we're still afraid," he said. "But they don't know something." "What?" He looked at me. "I've been collecting evidence for months. Bank records. Phone logs. Every message saved. Every transfer documented." Mark slid a folder across the table. "They wanted money," he said quietly. "But now they're about to get something else." "What?" "Police." For the first time since I found that second phone, I felt hope. Sometimes the truth destroys everything. But sometimes it sets you free.